Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Jesse Shelton, and I'm here on behalf of my client, one Kevin Hart. Now, recently, Kevin has had a good string of wealth. He's had a good stream. He's had a good string of success. He's had a good string of notoriety. He's done a few shows like Husbands of Hollywood. He recently also did Seriously Funny, Laugh at My Pain, and he also did Let Me Explain. Now, in between those times of doing all of these comedy hits after hit after hit, also getting ready to feature in his movie Night School, he has had a good string of success. There hasn't been really much going on in his life as far as any bad press, any publicity as of late, until after, I think it was Let Me Explain. Well, see, Kevin had been recently caught again cheating on his current wife of 1 year. I think her name is Iniko. Yes, so he was caught recently cheating on her, and the media has had a field day with it. This isn't the first time really that Kevin has done something that has been just silly, in my opinion. He hasn't it's almost like a repeat of what he's done before. And speaking of which, let's start with his first wife, Terry Hart. So Terry and Kevin, they both met in community college. They were both pursuing careers in acting in the entertainment world and what have you. She and Kevin married, and they both eventually dropped out to pursue their dreams in Hollywood and in entertainment. They were married from 2011. Nope, sorry about that. They were married from 2003 to 2011. Yes, and so she was there from the beginning. She was there when Kevin really didn't have anything, when no one really didn't know who he was, what he was doing. She was just there. She was his rock, and so all seemed well with Kevin. He even, at that point back then, he made his movie Soul Plane, and all seemed well. His career took off. It wasn't something that was just like a blip here or a spot there or a twinkle here and it faded away. No, Kevin's career actually took off after that, on a slow trajectory, but it took off. And so Kevin started to gain more notoriety, more fame, more publicity, more press. And Terry also, she had did her work as well. She had even signed a lucrative deal with Def Jam, according to TMZ. She had also done some things pertaining to her own kind of comedy line and what have you. So she had done pretty well for herself, and things were looking great until after the comedy special Laugh at My Pain, which came after Seriously Funny. Kevin had taken kind of the role of, I've cheated and now I want to talk about it. And the good thing about Kevin is he can talk about it and make it so that when he talks about it in his comedy sketches, he can kind of divert the bullet away from him, so to speak, while taking it at the same time. Meaning that he takes the hit, he takes it to his career. That's one thing that he has to do. However, in his comedy, he can kind of make light of it and still address it at the same time. And so as time moves on, Kevin gets his divorce. He and his wife, they split. everything's looking up and up, so to speak. And now Kevin is remarried, so he's married to his now current wife Nico. But I think it was like 2016 or so, Kevin is back cheating again. Now there are two things that I found in this analysis about Kevin, which was, when he cheated the first time, he said, I feel like I have a target on my back. I know when I've done something wrong, and I'm sorry for this. I'll do better. Paraphrasing, but he said, I know when I've done something wrong, and I gotta own up to what I've done. It's a crappy situation, but I gotta own up to what I've done. And so now that Kevin's back in the spotlight for cheating again, he has to again own up to what he's done. And he said the same thing, like, I'm sorry, I did this, I got a target on my back, I gotta own up to what I've done. So now, after completing my analysis for Mr. Hart, my strategy would be this: Kevin, you have your comedy tour, you have what's been going on, you got wild success, you're also getting ready to do a movie, and on top of that, Kevin, you've got enough fame to work with. So here's my strategy for you, Mr. Hart. First of all, really try to stay away from things like, I'm sorry, I won't do this again, I messed up, I didn't think it was an error in judgment, especially with you being a man and as high profiled as you are. People expect better from you, so try to stay away from those key phrases and those words, because not really many people are going to believe that. And also, because not many people are going to believe that, the first thing they're going to want to do is, as soon as you say, well, I did this, this was my bad, this was a judgment and error, blah blah blah, as soon as you say that, the first thing they're going to do is, well, you did this and you did that, and look at all this. They're going to just throw that back in your face. So the best thing that you can do is not necessarily rush to get out in front of it, not necessarily rush to make a PR statement, but here's what you can do. You use your comedy to talk about what's going on in your life, how people can relate to you, what goes on. Do that, take some time and really reflect, but be sure that this is what you want to talk about, because once it gets to your comedy sketches, people aren't going to come just to see you, perform as much as they would before the scandal started. Now people are going to want to hear your opinion and hear what you have to say based on what you have done. So that means that because you were in the cheating scandal, because you had repeated offenses, because you did say something like this over and over again, at least twice now, because you have done that, people are more likely going to tune in to you saying, oh man, this is what happened, this is what I did, this is what was messed up. People, I don't know why, but people love a fall more than they love the rise of a person. So they're going to want to hear about the dirt. And to be honest, not many people are going to believe you, and especially not many people are going to want to give you a chance. So with that being said, be you, be authentic, deliver your jokes, but please come from a place of sincerity, because again, cheating, it happens to everybody, but you have to be held to a higher standard, because you were in the public eye, because you have to carry yourself in a way that is high above the average person. Kevin, you're not the average person. You are Kevin Hart, so everybody knows you, and And believe it or not, everybody is looking for you to fall some kind of way. And this is just the ammo that they needed. Because now you've done this again. It's a repeated offense. They have more ammo to throw at you. And now they have more reason to be like, you know what? I knew Kevin was up to something. I knew he was just going to mess up. They're looking for it. So the best thing that you can do is, if you want to issue a public apology, sure. Issue a public apology, issue a statement, sure. But from now on, at least for the next, I want to say 2 to 3 months, at least for that, Kevin, listen, stay with your wife, take pictures, go out, show everybody that you were together, show everybody that you were in love, because the last thing that you need to do is just go out, have this on your back, and then just disappear, because then that makes you look like even more of a guilty target than you already are. The target's on your back, the people are coming for you, they're aiming at you, they're looking to throw comments at you, they're looking to mess this up. That's gonna happen. There's nothing you can do about it. That's gonna happen. However, if you get out in front of it in a way that is authentic, meaning go on family vacations, show your kids off with Miss Aniko, show you being with her, just on random dates, take some pictures, show the public that you are together, and you have to be the one to convince them that you are together with her, because again, you made this mistake before. So because you did this before, people are gonna automatically start looking at you and being like, well, man, you gotta make this happen, you gotta make this right, because they're not gonna easily forgive you, my dude. They're not gonna easily forgive you. So again, show some pictures, show you two being in love with each other, take her out on dates, and you don't have to publicize everything, just enough bits and pieces to kind of calm the public, just enough so that the public is calm, the people are kind of at ease, and those who will forever remain skeptics, just let them be skeptics, because they're going to be skeptical of anything you do now that you've done this again and twice. You have to be authentic. You have to be. You cannot just let this sit and linger. You got to get out in front of it. You have to be authentic. You have to show them that you genuinely care. Not your publicist, not even me for that example. You have to show them that you care. And you have to show them that you are just as real about your love and about your relationship and about honesty and commitment. You have to show these things in order to get the people back on your side, and if you follow that, then you should be just fine. When the curtain's down, the lights are off, and you're not on stage, you have to then take the opportunity to make her feel like, okay, he did this, he messed up, and that's going to be in the back of her mind, but you have to take the time to be like, you know what, he did this, he messed up, but he's actually honoring the relationship. And once she starts to say, look, I'm honoring the relationship, I'm in it, I forgave him, yes, once she starts to do that, and if this takes years, so be it, but once she starts to do that, then the public will be even more accepting to forgive you. But you have to run the race and jump the hurdles to make sure that she is okay first, and then by doing that, and the two of you start to rejoin yourselves, then in the public eye and in that sense, you can make this not necessarily go away, but in the sense you can actually make this spinnable to where you keep your fame, you keep your name in good light and good graces, and you are able to retain the bright light that you are, Kevin. And that is my media analysis and strategy for the celebrity that I chose, Mr. Kevin